So here's the only fuel station I would ever cheat on Loves with, 100%. You ready to see this? Check this out. All right, so here it is. Actually, you don't have a sign over here, but this is SwingCase. If you are traveling out west, and there are some other parts of the country where they have SwingCase, you gotta get fuel from these guys because, as you guys know, I love to find premium diesel. And you see that right there? Premium diesel, oh yeah. $3.92. Who y'all kidding? How premium is this stuff? Hold on here. How much is it here? $3.33 versus $3.92. Should we do it?
Why not?
Let's do it. Actually, I don't really need fuel. I'm just driving kind of quick, so I'm burning through it really fast. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and top off with that premium diesel. So if you do live close to a SwingCase, you definitely want to get some of their Kleenex. I'm just kidding, some of their diesel. I wanted to rhyme. I just wanted to rhyme real quick. That's all. SwingCase for the win. They're not sponsoring this video. They're not paying me to say this or nothing. I normally look at the diesel as it goes into the tank, and normally diesel's like a green color. At SwingCase, it was like a, it looked like gasoline actually. Actually, that was diesel, right? That was definitely diesel. I'm just kidding, it was definitely diesel. But yeah, their diesel is like a clear color versus the green that you normally see. And yeah, we'll see if there's any difference on the fuel economy with that premium diesel. I will pay 60 cents more all day long, even if it's just snake oil. I just know that my Duramax is happy. But here's why we're doing the video right here, guys. This woman has never towed on the highway ever, only in parking lots. And look at her, she looks nervous. Oh no, 2 hands on the steering wheel? That can't be good. I'm just kidding, you're doing good. You got your mirrors good?
Yeah.
We actually just did that, I forgot to tell her to do the mirrors, but she is great now. And she's going 67.
67, I'm gonna beat you on gas miles.
Oh boy, here we go.
I can get 12.
You're not gonna get 12 here.
Get 12.
Well, let's, you know what, I'll give it to you here. So right now, she says I'm going way too fast.
Not all
and that's
the
why
time.
I'm getting low fuel economy. Trust me when I say this, we're going up about 5,000 feet. And it's 20, well actually it's now a little bit warmer, 31 degrees outside.
Yeah.
How you doing over there?
Doing great.
Doing great, huh? Is there any sway going on right now?
I don't feel it.
You don't feel it? See, when I'm driving, you feel it all over the place. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. But when you're driving, it's like, oh, it's so great now. Really?
I think that there's no wind. I think the wind calmed down.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I was going like
75.
10 miles faster.
Yeah, I'm going 67.
Yeah, I mean, looking back there, I mean, the trailer looks planted. And, I mean, you're keeping it right in the lanes too. So, where's your trailer brake at? So this video is kind of like my wife's, I'm helping her learn how to tow because maybe in the future I'll probably let her do some more driving. But number one, if you are towing, you should always know where that trailer brake is.
Okay.
So where is it at? You don't have to look for it right now. But I see I'm a bad teacher.
I know the exhaust brake is here.
Oh yeah, go and turn that on too, by the way.
Okay.
Never hurts to have that on. Is your tow haul mode on?
It isn't. It is.
So normally with GM trucks, it does stay in tow haul mode if it knows that the trailer's still hooked up. And
is that my little orange trailer?
There you go.
Okay. And tow haul mode is for what?
Tow haul mode basically changes the shift pattern for the transmission to kind of keep you in the broadband when you're towing, especially going up steep grades. But the only thing that doesn't come back on with the trunk when you turn it off is the exhaust brake. So right now the truck just passed you. If that trailer started to go like AWOL on you, the reason why you want to know where that trailer brake is so that way you can pop the button on that trailer and get it back in line. Say pop the button on that trailer.
Pop the button on that trailer.
So yeah, you gotta pop the button. So all you gotta do is, you know, like you'll see come up here, about 20% is what you want. About 20%. That'll keep that trailer enough in line, and you gotta keep accelerating so you don't hit the brakes. You always have to keep going. That's something I learned one time when we were towing somewhere. I think it was when we were going through North Dakota. Like pulling the trailer brake to keep the trailers back in from like swaying too much, because it was like 40, 50 mile an hour winds going through North Dakota. What does North Dakota stand for again?
WIN stands for weather in North Dakota.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, WIN stands for weather in North Dakota, and they were not lying, because yeah, it was scary. You know, you're doing so good. When we get to the house, I want you to back this thing up.
Okay.
I think you can do it. Do you guys think Mommy can do it?
No, totally not.
You don't think she can do it? You gotta have a little bit of faith in your mom.
You're being sarcastic.
Hey. So my wife just said something that just happened probably like 10 minutes ago. What did you just say?
I didn't like the way it felt when a semi went by.
Okay. So when I was going like 75 and I was passing by trucks, you know how you felt that like that rocky feeling? Well, that is basically the draft. You know that. But like whether you're passing a truck, and I'm talking about a semi truck, or even a truck towing a big vehicle, you'll feel the draft of that truck and trailer going by, and it will kind of like it feels like you're sucking you in, and then like spits you back out again. So in that case, again, you know where your trailer brake is at all times. That way, if it does like kind of like spit you back out, and you're like a little bit more sway induced, then you can pull the trailer brake. How about 20%?
So I pull the trailer brake. I do, yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. So
instead of hitting your brakes, you pull your trailer brake.
So you keep accelerating.
Okay.
And then you pull the trailer brake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So never hit your brakes, which
never hit your brakes.
Okay.
It is hard to do in a time, because I even hit my brakes too. I'll be honest with you guys.
Yeah, I was tempted to. I took my foot off the. I like went
off the
slower.
gas, which is what everyone does. Don't get me wrong. Even though I've been doing this for a long time, truth of the matter is I always hit my brakes too. But I always remember at the last minute not to do that, and then I still pull my brakes on my trailer, and then I hit the gas at the last minute. But if you learn to just hit the gas, not hit it hard, like just maybe give it another 5%, pull the trailer brake, and go, you will never have any issues while you're towing.
So it gets you back in line, your trailer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, if you were to have like a really good sway control, like Hensley is the best from what I've been told. Like a lot of guys that had travel trailers, I met a guy in Florida, he had an Airstream, he had a big one too. And he was towing with a 3500. And he told me, even though, you know, he has an overbuilt truck, he says he feels as though they would always use a weight distribution hitch. And he had Hensley, and he told me the trailer's never back there. But he does say too that they do stay remotely a lot, and the way that they engineered his trailer, his gray tank and black tank are in the back, and he said sometimes they'll stay longer and they'll refill the fresh water, and he says those tanks will get so full sometimes to where he will have to just, you know, drive that way until he can find the nearest place to dump, which is why he says he has to have a weight distribution hitch, because he did say he felt like the truck was getting pulled up by the trailer one time because there was a lot more weight on the rear of the trailer. So in that case, yes, you probably would want to get a weight distribution or sway control in that instance. So depending on how you tow, depending on how you camp, will probably define whether or not you're going to need that type of setup. We're not full-timing anymore, so we don't need a setup. Now, one thing that before you even start towing, there's a lot of things that you have to do, but we've been driving for like the last 6 hours. So this morning, I checked the tires. I sometimes will go around and just check the lug nuts, even though I've already driven 3,000 miles since the last time I retorqued them. You always want to check the lug nuts just one last time. Oh wow, they hit an overpass on that truck there. Hold on. See the roof of that trailer? They went through an overpass that was too short. That sucks.
How do you know?
Because it's kind of peeled back on. You can kind of see right there, the roof is, yeah. But yeah, you definitely want to check your tires. You want to check your lug nuts. And you guys know that I have the tire pressure monitoring system for this GMC. So 84 PSI, 83 PSI. So they're about about where they should be at. My tires are max 80 psi, so that's what I have them set to. And even though it's the winter time, I still do check the tire pressure to make sure that they're maintaining that air for the most part. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with towing any trailer, is making sure your tires are 100% like where they need to be at. And I will say, I just started getting my tires balanced on our trailers, and I highly recommend you do that. I met a guy who showed me my tires on our fifth wheel when we first got it. We probably already put about 10,000 miles on it, and you could kind of see where the tires are like wearing abnormally. So yeah, those are just some things that you really want to be mindful of. And for us, like I said, we've had really good experience. We only had like one major blowout on our tires, and we use Goodyear endurance tires only.
I gotta say, I'm averaging 7.2. It keeps going up.
I was getting like
6.2 is what it was when I.
Well, what did you say you were gonna end off with though?
I said I'm gonna try to get to 12.
12? Oh, I did not. Maybe I didn't misheard you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get to 10. I bet I could get there.
If you get to 10, you're driving for the rest of the time that we have a trailer. Seriously. I'll set you at 9. If you can get to 9, I would say that's really good. Trust me when I say this. At 31 degrees, it's 112. Are we back on mountain time?
I don't think so yet.
I don't think so either. We're not even in Wyoming yet, so we're like probably halfway through Nebraska. So yeah, we're probably still on mountain. We're probably not on mountain time yet. But yeah, if you get to 9 in these conditions, the colder climate we're climbing, I'll give you the medal, and you can tow for the rest of the time we have for our days full short. If you get to 9, I'll say 9.5. You might get to 9 because you're competing with me. See, she's so competitive. Like, so she always beats me too. So I should leave it at 12.
I do not like the way that feels.
Whoa, that guy was, wow. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's why I like to speed, because you don't have to see stuff like this. And that was scary. That semi truck was following really close to this SUV, so the SUV jumped over like really close to us, and then Hannah felt the draft from the truck. This is not a good feeling. So you said you're gonna beat me there, right?
Yes.
You guys see that right there? She has 70 miles an hour. Look at that.
I'm averaging 7.8.
All right. I'm just trying to help you out. You know, that's all. That's all I'm trying to do over here. I'm Team HB. Oh wow, what happened here? Oh, that's not good. Holy smokes. Somebody's RV.
That was a travel trailer that
Yeah.
tipped over.
I'm gonna show you guys something real quick, okay? See that? She's speeding.
Hey.
Oh man, it feels good to be in this seat. I get to make all the calls and judge people while they driving. I love this. I'm gonna start sitting over here more often. I can kind of lean back a little bit. Oh yeah, something else. You got to put your seat all the way up too. So she's doing a good job there. But in closing, actually, I'm gonna switch cameras. I want my wife to go over something really quickly, because when we traveled full time in our fifth wheel, she was a huge planner. And I'm gonna have her talk about that real quickly. I think one of the most important things about towing is planning. And she is the planner of all planners. If you need her to set up your travel plans for camping, whew, she's great at it. I would pay her, honestly. I do pay her very well. Actually, no, I don't. But tell everyone how you're able to make the trip so successful.
Apps. So apps like Campendium is a good one for finding BLM land, or even parking lots and dump stations. You can pay and also see like what service providers are available in that area. AT&T, T-Mobile. I just did the free version and liked it for BLM land. They would give you coordinates, and people would put reviews and sometimes show pictures. And then Road Trippers was a really big one that I relied on a lot. I would plan majority of our trips through that trip, and you could plan stops along the way, and they show you like iconic places to eat, hotels, campgrounds, all of that. Road Trippers was a really good one. I would sometimes use Good Sam just for like campgrounds if we stayed at campgrounds. There was another, what's the one that we used for weather?
The one that's on my phone right now?
Yeah, it's
forget
called
that.
something, but there's one that shows you the weather along your route too. I think it's like On the Way or something like that.
That's what it's called, yes, On the Way.
So On the Way would be a good one to put your destination, like your starting point and then your destination. It shows you the weather pattern along that route, especially when you're going long distances.
You have to pay for that though.
You could do the free version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
And I didn't ever pay for any of these, I don't think. I might have done road trippers for the year.
Okay.
When we were like traveling from East Coast to West Coast, because I could plan different trips. But yeah, I would say apps was a really like beneficial thing and helped us out a lot.
Yeah. The few times that we did not plan where we were going, especially through COVID, we found ourselves in parking lots or in neighborhoods where we could not get out of. Like on both of those occasions, that actually did happen. In a parking lot at a hotel, don't know how we got there, and then in a neighborhood where the electrical wires were low, and I had to go up on the roof. But the biggest thing you really want to take away from this video, and a lot of people don't talk about this, is fatigue. Like whenever I start to get fatigued, I do start to look for places to stop. Even if you stop for 30 minutes. I'm serious. When I drove from Florida, or actually I drove from Maryland back to Utah. When I drove cross country by myself, I did it in a day and a half. But along that drive, I stopped probably 4 or 5 times. 30 minutes here, 1 hour here, another 30 minutes there. And all I would do is just park my truck, wouldn't even turn it off. Jump back in the back seat, get 30 or 45 minutes of sleep. That's all I can sleep sometimes when I'm just by myself. And then once I got back up again, or I felt like I was, you know, relaxed enough to like kind of get back on the road and have enough strength, I would just drive again. But there was some times where I would stop for 3 hours or 4 hours, and I would literally sleep the entire time. So once you start to feel yourself fatigued, and normally you know you're fatigued when you start to go faster, when you start to do stupid stuff that you didn't expect you would do, you know, like you start cutting people off or running people off the road by mistake, or you forget to put your turn signal on, or we know that. Yeah, exactly. Irritation is a big one. So fatigue is huge, because driving a car just normally is fatiguing over time. Sitting in a seat, listening to music gets boring sometimes. Listening to podcasts gets boring. But when you're towing something this big and you forget that it's back there sometimes, that's the scary thing about towing. Because sometimes I forget too that it's back there, because these trucks do tow really well today. And even though I don't have a sway control, I do still feel it back there. And that's a good thing for me. I like to feel that trailer sometimes. Sometimes it reminds me, oh, I have to be reminded I'm towing something back there. That's why I don't mind having a little bit of uncomfortable feeling sometimes towing. That might sound dumb to some people, but for me, I like that feeling, because you can have overconfidence while you're towing. And I'm not overconfident. I am not afraid to admit that I'm going too fast, and I will slow down. And there was times last night where I slowed way. I was doing like 60, 55 miles an hour in some cases, because the roads got a little wet. And even though, you know, people were flying by me, I just felt more comfortable going a little bit slower than everyone else. Because for my comfort level, my confidence was slower on the potentially icy road at 25-degree weather. So she's doing great. She's sped up. She's going 71 miles an hour. Now it's not as windy. Yeah. And unfortunately, I'm doing another video for this video. So this Philly Commodore that I'm getting is actually for another video. So you guys will actually see her her final here. But let's see.
I'm at 9.
No,
8.2. Okay,
you're at 8.2. You're at 8.2.
What's that 9.9?
That's my trip too. That's 5,700 miles. But that's with not towing too.
Okay.
But yeah, she's at 8.2. But yeah, like I said, these conditions, if she got 9, I'd be surprised, because I actually tried today, and the best I was able to get was 8.7, and that was me like hyping mine. You know, I said that she wasn't gonna be able to beat mine. But yeah, you see that? She already averaging. So that's for the instant, but it's actually keeping record of about 25 miles per. She's been consistently over 10. So she almost could potentially get to 12. That ain't bad, girl. You're doing good. Good job. Now, what's your trip 1 say? Because that's the gospel right there. Oh, snap. 9.4. I told you about 9.5. We'll see how you do. You still got a 194 mile range. But the sun is out now. I did put that premium diesel in there, so I did help you a little bit. I helped you a little bit, all right? I don't want you to forget. Don't ever say I never did nothing for you. I just want you guys to know, I woke up to my wife jamming to Morgan Wallen in the truck, driving 80 miles an hour while towing. Safe to say she felt really comfortable towing. And so I think we're gonna skip the weight distribution hitch. Now I wanna end on one note. I don't think you should do as I do in this scenario, and here's why. A lot of people who are probably looking to get a trailer for a half ton, I would 100% get a weight distribution hitch, 100%. Those trucks get really light, and I feel as though they're not really capable to tow what I'm towing. I would not tow our trailer that we have now fully loaded with a half-ton truck. I would probably take out everything, including dumping down the freshwater tank. But in this case, for my HD truck, I feel confident. Now, again, even if you're looking at longer trailers than what we have, you may want to consider a weight distribution hitch or sway control, because a longer trailer, it tows a lot different, even if it's just 2 feet longer. So in those scenarios, maybe even with the HD truck, if we went to a 34 plus foot trailer, I probably would consider. But I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to stay tuned for the next one I do, probably next weekend, with the MPG run. I did do, I think it's like 1,500 miles or so for that trip from Indiana back to Utah. So yeah, that will give you a good idea of MPG towing about 80, 500 pounds, give or take. Peace.